Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Simsar Radio. I, Nihal Siddiqui, am your host for the day, and today we are going to talk about digital transformation that is happening in supply chain management. KJ Somaya Institute of Management will be hosting the 8th Global Supply Chain Management Conference on 10 December with the theme of Intelligent Supply Chain and an intent to focus on technology advancements in supply chain management. To give you listeners a background, the Global Supply Chain Management Conference is an annual global event that brings industry experts, researchers, and students together to discuss and promote the latest concepts, knowledge, and development across supply chain and operations management. On this note, we would like to invite our esteemed guest, Mr. Balpreet Singh, who is an Assistant Vice President, Digital Transformation Initiatives at Reliance Industries Limited, with the current focus on enterprise applications operations. Balpreet sir has also worked at SAP and First Solar as a supply chain management consultant and at Bristlecone as a project manager as well as an SCM consultant. He is an alumnus of IIM Kozhikode and has an overall industrial work experience of more than 18 years. Hello sir, how are you doing today?
Thanks for a warm welcome, guys. I'm doing good. I hope you guys are good as well.
Yes, sir. We are absolutely delighted to have you with us, and we look forward to hearing your views on Industry 4.0 and digital transformation that the global supply chain is witnessing. So, without further ado, let's begin with the questions. The first question to you is, how do you define digital transformation?
Thanks for asking this question. Though basic, I think people have to understand it clearly. What does digital transformation mean? So from a perspective of people who use it, or even from those end users, the way we put it in the industry, people who would be consuming that, digital transformation is basically rethinking the usage of technology in a radical way. The key point here is in a radical way. It should not be a step change. It has to be something which is transformational. Hence, what it touches upon is it would change the way people are doing the steps of the processes that they do it on a day-to-day basis in their job within the organization, and using technology, they would fundamentally change the way things are being done. And the end goal is to get better business performance. Digital transformation would always need to aim to deliver value to stakeholders. It could be customers, it could be our internal employees as well, basis which process is being targeted to that. And obviously, when we say digital, it is technology which plays a key part in finally what outcomes do we come out with. That's how I would say digital transformation should be understood.
Thank you, sir. That really sounds like an improvement to the current scenario in which operations function. So the next question to you is, what is your approach to leading digital transformation?
Yeah, I think another pertinent question that you have asked, Nihal. So the way I look at the initiatives that I have been handling, or what I'm doing now, I look at my strategy into probably three key components. I would put it in three different buckets. The first important one is when we are trying to get through transforming the whole organization or a specific function, let's say supply chain function, what do I need to know is how do I prioritize where and what to transform using digital technologies. It cannot be that I want to do everything and I want to do it now. We all know resources are always limited. Resources could be money, it could be people that are being put in, it could be time that we have at hand. And hence, if I am able to prioritize, I know what is to be done first so that I get what can be termed as quick wins, which tells everybody that we are on the right track, we'll be able to get more such successes. And then I need to know in terms of complexity what I should be targeting now, what I should be targeting later. The next point, apart from prioritization, that I keep in mind is that how do we make people have this mindset of being curious, a curiosity mindset. People in the organization need to think differently from the way they have been doing their work since ages. If I want to do the same thing again and again, I cannot transform. Hence, I can't even expect that, somebody from outside will come and do everything for me. It has to also come in terms of, crowdsourcing of ideas from inside as well. Hence, that curiosity mindset and a culture to promote that is the second important thing for me. And the last of the pillars that I focus on is cultural change. Whenever we are doing a big transformation program, we need to look at how my culture is adept to embracing these big changes. Because it is not a step change, it is a transformation. And hence, the ecosystem has to be geared up to embrace these big changes. Continuously, people need to be encouraged to have conversation around transformation, and they should feel confident to express if at all they have any fears, any worries about that, and take care of those queries and fears that they have. So these are my three pillars: prioritize, curiosity mindset, and cultural change.
Right, sir. The observation on all three pillars, like resource management and curiosity mindset, as you mentioned, and cultural change as well, like all of those were really profound. And moving forward from this, I would like to ask you that what are the potential areas where can companies go wrong while transforming their business, and how to fail-proof those areas?
Yep. Nihal, so the points that I talked about now is something that we need to keep in mind to do it correctly so that we don't go wrong elsewhere. The biggest impediment for success of any digital transformation project is cultural change, that we are not able to take care of this in the right way. There are a lot of statistics that CXOs have talked about it, that they wanted the changes and they have spent millions and in some cases billions of dollars, but they could not change the culture of the organization. People wanted to still be where they were. So this is something which is priority number one, where things mostly go wrong. And 70% of digital transformation programs fail. Biggest reason being cultural change that is not able to take care of these programs. The second area where things can go wrong is people focus on only technology when they talk about digital transformation. So a lot of times I've heard about a lot of use cases or stories where not so good results have been achieved. Is people feel, let's say if a latest technology, for example AI ML platforms or blockchain has come in, and they want to tell their technology department that just give me an implementation of this, there is no proper thought process of why they are doing it, for whom they are doing it. Focus of digital transformation cannot be technology, it's only an enabler. This is the second point where people go wrong. And the last point that comes to my mind is people think that they want to do something first and something later, but they don't think of it in a methodical manner. So if they don't put method to the way their projects in the digital transformation programs are getting started and managed, there they can go wrong. It has to be like a well-oiled machinery. Everything has to be done the way it is. So the way programs have to be managed is, what has to come first is something which has high value and low complexity, then go for high value and high complexity, so on and so forth. So if they are not able to manage what to do when, then things go wrong. I hope this is making sense to you all.
Yes, sir, absolutely. I mean, the importance of people and processes will always be there, as you mentioned. Like, even if technological change is happening, the importance of people and processes can't be ignored.
So true. Correct.
Yes, sir. Moving forward from here, I would like to ask you that what are the potential areas where companies can go wrong while transforming their business, and how to fail proof those areas?
It's not a very clear answer, Nihal. So it has to be taken from a case-to-case basis or from a scenario basis. There are certain areas where definitely digitization is needed. For example, if I am a customer and just to get some inputs, if I have to wait to talk to, let's say, a customer care agent and the queue is pretty long, why do I have to wait just to get those basic inputs? Can I not get it on my fingertips? Can I not have a small, ML powered chatbot who can just tell me, for example, if it is a banking query, that how do I get a new passbook, or what is it that I have to do to reset my password? Why do I have to talk to somebody after waiting for so long? So there are certain areas where digitization is important from a customer's point of view, because then the power is in their hands. They can do it whenever they want and wherever they want. They don't have to look at it that, oh, it's 7 o'clock, the customer care center is closed and I can't get my answers now. So this way, it's a win-win for both. Organizations don't have to ramp up their human capital a lot, and they can use these tools in order to minimize their unnecessary or repetitive workload, and the customer would also be happy. And there are things like conversational chatbots and all which can do these mundane tasks so easily. However, on the other way around, I cannot do away with everything being digital. There are areas where technologies are not able to get that human touch. If I have to have a human relation with my customer, I can't leave it to a machine to do all the talking, because there is something where I can get more value from my customers and hence get more business to my organization. So let's say for marketing and sales people, if the regular mundane queries or issues that are coming to them can be taken care of by technology, they will have quality time to engage and get more business. So this way, as I said, it's not a very clear yes or a no. It has to be basis the use case, and it has to be the mix. That mix would get decided by the organization of how they should be mixing digitization with the human touch.
Right, sir. As you mentioned, the shortcomings of technology should always be kept in mind while going through the digital transformation phase that we are going.
Right, Nick.
And yeah, sir. And thank you, sir, for sharing your perspective. And there couldn't have been a more relevant time for us to be having this conversation, as COVID-19 has accelerated the process of digital transformation that had begun with the advent of the 21st century. And with that, we come to the end of the episode. We are sure our listeners would have found today's discussion enriching. Let us know in the comments the kind of episodes you'd like to listen to in the future. Until then, signing off, Simsar Radio.